What's going on, people? Joey Talks Boxing. Been some time. I'm going to talk about the upcoming fight this weekend between Canelo Alvarez and Terence Bud Crawford. It's interesting, man. I mean, a few years ago, this fight would have been laughed at, but now with the fact that Canelo's kind of declined, he's on the way down, makes it like this is a possibility that Terence can win. It's kind of a gimmick fight because they're not the same weight class. And gives Canelo a real good way of not fighting his top competition, which is David Benavidez. But here we are. I think weight classes matter for a reason. I think they matter. I think they're there for a reason. I think Canelo's too big and strong. I don't think Crawford can handle that kind of power. And people are saying Canelo has slow feet, which he does. Crawford's not like an Arizani Lara, Mayweather Bivol type. Like, he moves a lot, but he likes to kind of mash with you too. And you're adding weight to a 38-year-old Crawford. His legs aren't going to be the same as they were at 147. Even when he got to 54, they weren't the same. Then he going up another 2 weight classes. And yeah, you saw the physical strength of Madrimov pushing back and bother Terence Crawford at times. Imagine what Canelo's physical strength and punching power is going to do. Canelo, for all of his faults, in terms of not being the fastest on his feet, having the greatest work rate and stamina, he's never been dropped in his whole career. Obviously never been close to being stopped. The guy has a great chin, very strong legs, strong core. Do that horseback riding that Jim Lampley said he does. So I don't see Crawford ever being able to hurt him. I think Canelo hurts Crawford. He probably drops him once or twice. Canelo's more the type these days to just kind of cruise to decision. And I think Canelo should win the fight. If Terence Crawford proves me wrong and wins the fight, that would be one of the greatest feats in boxing history, and I think I would seriously have to consider putting him as the #1 greatest boxer of all time, pound for pound level. I know people think that's crazy, but he will be 3-time undisputed. And I know Canelo's past his prime, but you're talking about beating an undisputed super middleweight champion, all-time great fighter. Yes, he's past it, but that's still an extraordinary feat for a guy who 2 fights ago was a welterweight. I think you'd have to say Terence is one of the greatest of all time, if not the greatest pound-for-pound fighters of all time. If Canelo wins, it's just business as usual. He'll get probably more credit than he should for beating a guy who's much smaller and all that. But the main thing for Canelo, I think, is the bag. The money's huge. Crawford's getting a huge bag, basically retirement money. I think from a tactical standpoint, if I'm Crawford, I'm trying to bank those early rounds in late, early, so I could, because then on the back end, you could probably win a few of them too if Canelo gets a little tired. If I'm Canelo, I want to hurt Crawford early. I think the fight will be dictated within the first 4 rounds of the fight. What I mean by that is, even if a guy's down after 4 rounds, what they did in those first 4 rounds will set the tempo and will set the template for the fight. If Terence Crawford is boxing, moving, and he's up 3-1 and gassing Canelo out, he's in good position in the second half of the fight. If Canelo is doing the same and he's going to the body, hurting Crawford early, he's going to win the fight. It's an interesting fight due to where both people are at their respective careers at this point. But I think Canelo is going to win. I think the size matters too much, even though I think Crawford is a much better fighter on a pound-for-pound level. As far as his speed, I think he's got a little more power relative to the size. If he was at 47 and Canelo was at 68, his work rate's higher, his footwork's better, his ring IQ is better. He's better at, timing and trading, but Canelo does have the better defense, the better chin. I like his counter punching a lot. Body punching, Canelo definitely has him in, even though Crawford is an underrated body puncher, as Stephen Edwards said in this Ring magazine issue, which they did. They did a whole entire special on just Canelo and Crawford, which is crazy. But yeah, I think Canelo Alvarez wins UD. Let me know what you guys think. Please like, share, comment, subscribe. Peace.